Is there a difference in the feeling that you felt when you broke the 3-point record versus getting a hole in one this weekend? I just wonder, I feel like those are both interesting moments for you because the 3-point you're building up and you know that shot's going to be the one that takes you over the line with the record. But with this one as well, is there a difference in that feeling you have?
Oh, for sure. The record-breaking three and all that, like, one I kind of anticipated coming because you have the count in your head, and it's just a matter of time because I'm going to keep shooting. But that's more of a celebration of like a life's work that's gone into perfecting my craft, and even with this underrated documentary and like where there were tough times with me trying to figure out my shot to coming into my own as a great 3-point shooter, and all the reps that I've gone through in my life, like to hit 2,974 threes in the NBA, like that's crazy. The hole in one is more like what just happened, and that was why I celebrated the way that I did, because you can hit a million good golf shots and none of them can go in. That's part of like the luck of the draw with hole in ones. I've seen people that have played their whole life and have yet to have one. So that was more unexpected, and definitely like the kid in me came out real quick once I saw it go in.
When you're going up for a 3-point shot or you're hitting a golf ball to get a hole in one, I'm curious the visualization that's going through your mind in those different moments. I mean, obviously basketball and golf are different sports, but they also have a level of focus that's very interesting to me. And I'm wondering how you see the difference between those two visualizations.
I mean, they're only different just in the mechanics that go into it, but the process of, connecting the body to the mind, to the visualization of how you want that ball to fly, I guess picking a target and understanding like just the athleticism that needs to happen to kind of execute, whether it's a 3-point shot or a golf swing or whatever the case is. It's a huge part of, having confidence in those spaces to pull off any shot that you think you can, and kind of seeing it happen before it does. And for me, like, it's a fun process because it just inspires like the creativity that you can have to try a bunch of different things because you can see it before it happens.
I got to tell you, watching this documentary, and I'm not a basketball player, but I felt so related in terms of like just the ebbs and flows of life, the ups and downs of life, finding a working balance in your life as well. And, even the line about I'm different, but I have something to offer. But there's this beautiful moment where you're trying to finish your degree and you're talking on Zoom, and you say, yeah, I now have a better handle essentially of my life on the court and off the court. And I found that interesting because I'm 39. I struggle with work-life balance all the time. I can't imagine what it's like on your level, especially having kids and a family. But how did you find that balance? And what was that process of finding the work life? And why did you feel at that moment when you kind of finally grasped it a bit?
It's an interesting concept for me and how I try to explain it, because I don't necessarily know if I have a great balance when it comes to like if everything's all equal at all times, but in terms of being able to have embrace the evolution of life and understand how things change, being aware of where your energy is kind of put on a daily basis, how you kind of develop your priority list of where you need to show up. And for me, like, that's changed over time. It's like my morals and values stay the same and they keep developing, but there's an evolution of what's the most important thing, and be able to shift things around so that I can show up in the right way. And that's, for me, when I was going through that process to finish my degree, even during the middle of the season, it became kind of a great opportunity to acknowledge the space that I had when I knew everything I needed to do on the court. I had an amazing time with my family, and was able to bring the best energy when I had time to spend with them. But then there was a little bit of space that I had all right, what can I fill that with? And that was what the decision was. And it was great for me because it was a goal of mine that I had ever since I left Davidson. So that's way different than it was. Well, right now it's way different than it was even 2 years ago. And so you just have to continue to evolve and take a little stock and inventory on life and where your energy is going, and see what you can fill up.